Hi, I'm George Ferguson, and I'm the instructor for BUS 121 Intro to Business and this summer session. Now, this summer session is only 4 weeks long, which means that we're trying to compress a 16-week semester into only 4 weeks. So you're going to have to make sure that you're staying on top of things in order to complete the class successfully. Now, I'm available anytime you want. Now, there's access to my phone number and my email address. You can contact me anytime if you have a question. I do everything I can to get back to students just as quickly as possible. Now, in this video, we're going to be going over the expectations and also how to access all of the information for the course. So what I'm going to start with is looking at the syllabus and sharing that so that you can see all the things we're going to be getting into. Let me blow it up a little bit here. Okay, make it a little easier to see. You can see my contact information. I have one of the little offices there in OCB. My contact information as far as my phone number and my email address. Now, that's my office number. I also have it forwarded to my cell phone, so you can call anytime you want. If I'm not available, you get a message for voicemail, please leave a message and I'll get back to you just as quickly as I can. Just these course information. Okay, I'm not going to do anything by Zoom or anything like that. Everything will be asynchronous. There's no digital proctoring that goes along with this or anything like that. Hopefully, you've looked over the description and the course objectives as far as the class is concerned. If not, please do so. This is a day one class, which means that the textbook and all of the assignments and things are online. So make sure that you watch the video on how to get to Connect so that you can connect to all of the things that are necessary so that you can complete the course successfully. The week consists of Monday through Sunday. So we're going to be having things that need to happen throughout the week. What we'll be doing is the reading and connect questions and exercises that go with each chapter. We're going to have discussion forums and then also either written assignments or exams over the 4 weeks. You need to make sure that you get the chapters read and complete the connect questions by the assigned date. There's going to be primarily Tuesday and Thursday where those assignments are due. In the last week, it's going to be Tuesday and Wednesday. There are 8 weekly readings. Each one is worth 10 points. We have discussion forums or discussion boards that we're going to be doing. This is to reinforce information and to share more information that we may find as far as different topics as far as the class is concerned. The requirements for this. Now, the minimum is your initial post by Thursday and 3 significant responses to others' posts by Sunday. Now, if you meet the minimum, that's average. That's average, which is a C. Average is a C. In order to score more, what you do is you get involved earlier, you stay involved, you bring in more new information, that sort of thing. In other words, you really be a good team member as far as the discussions are concerned. Again, meeting minimums gets you a C grade as far as the discussions are concerned. We're going to have 2 weekly mini papers to be completed, each one to 2 pages to be done in APA format, where you're answering questions that go along with the topics. There's going to be 2 exams. Each exam is 30 multiple choice questions. The first exam can be taken anytime between Friday and Sunday. All right, between Friday and Sunday, anytime you want. The thing is, it has to be done in one sitting. Once you start, you have 50 minutes, 50 minutes to get it finished. You can't leave it and then come back to it. So you can do it anytime you want, that first one between Friday and Sunday, and you have 2 attempts at the exam. So if you take it and you're not happy with the first score, you can take it again, try to improve your score. The second exam is going to be on the last Thursday. Okay, the course ends on a Thursday, so it's going to be on that Thursday, and it opens up on Wednesday. Again, you can take it twice, and you have 50 minutes to get it finished in one sitting. The expectations, if you get to me, call me or email me or something, I do everything I can to get back to you just as quickly as possible. I'll give the feedback weekly. And the thing is, I do everything I can to make sure that I turn things around within 24 hours. So you submit a paper on Sunday. Um, I'm spending Mondays doing the grading and everything so that you know exactly where you stand just as soon as possible. Attendance is participating in the class. Faculty initiated withdrawal. I usually don't do faculty initiated withdrawal. I'm a big believer in people making choices. And if you choose poorly, you wind up with the score that goes along with that. I do not accept late work. In business, when you make a commitment to a customer, you follow through on that commitment. If you tell them you're going to have something done by a date, you follow through on that date. Same thing with this class. You make a commitment as far as completing the class. There are assignments that go along with that. You have due dates for those. You meet those due dates. I do not accept late work. I might think about it if there's arterial bleeding, a heart attack issue, or something like that. I might think about it. Otherwise, make sure you get things done on time. You can see how the grading is done. Okay, we have 8 readings, 2 mini papers, 4 discussions, and 2 exams, and how each of those points work out to be the letter grades that go along with it. You have your student code of conduct. Make sure you follow through on that. Don't cheat. And in this class, AI is prohibited. If you use AI, ChatGPT or something along those lines, to write your paper or to write your discussion post, I catch it. I use AI checkers on everything. And if you first time I find that you're doing that, it's a 0 for the assignment with a warning. Second time I catch you doing it, it's an F for the course because using AI to write your stuff is actually cheating. I want you to write it. I want you to think through what are the things that are going on and how to make things necessary. If you need any kind of accommodation to make sure you get with Access Services, we do everything we can to make sure that students are successful. We also have some really good counselors, so contact your counselor if you're running into some issues. You can see what the drop deadlines are by going to the website. Campus safety, we do everything we can to keep students safe. We go through training every year to make sure that we keep you safe. Then you see the technical requirements that go along with the courses. This is typical in all of the courses. The thing is, with this course, you can do it pretty much with just a Chromebook. Okay. Now, the thing is, any papers that you turn in, if for those of you who are using Macs, if you turn something in with pages in pages format, Canvas can't open it. I can't open it because I don't use Macintosh. I run Linux. Nobody can run it because Apple doesn't play well with anybody but Apple. You get a 0. So make sure that any pages or any papers that you turn in are done in PDF format, which is preferred, or in Windows or open text format. No Apple formats are accepted. You can see the brief as far as the summary, as far as where the assignments are, what's due when, that's there. Now, let's go to the actual course. Close this. When you open up the course, you hit the landing page. Any recent announcements will be up here at the top. One of the things I've tried to do is make it easy to access and navigate the course. So in most of the pages, you'll see hot links to the various things that people want to be a part of. So you have access to the syllabus. We've just been over that. You can also get to the Start Here section, which has all of the various videos that will help you be successful in the class. So for example, you have the video course on expectations, the computer specs. This is important because this tells you how to access the day one information and connecting to Connect and how to complete the chapter readings in Connect. So make sure you watch those videos. Submitting assignments, reviewing your grades, make sure you watch that because I have had multiple times where students say, well, I didn't know where I was at. Well, you didn't go in and look to see what your grades were. Participating in discussions and then using Zoom if we do anything via Zoom, if you need to contact me that way. So you have the Start Here section. The module section is very important. In the modules, you'll see that we have a module for each week. And within the module, everything that you need for that week is right there. Now, one of the most important things is to look at the instructions page. In the instructions, I have a video that goes over here are the instructions for the week, the things we're going to be doing. Then you have what is it that we'll actually be covering, and then by day, what needs to be completed and why. And there are hot links to each of the things that we're getting to. So for example, it's talking about, okay, so doing the discussions. All right, so let's look at this discussion here. You can see, okay, well, this is what the discussion is. You put in your reply. Make sure you also look at the rubric that goes along with that discussion, because what it does is it shows you how that discussion is actually being judged. So we go over timeliness, quality of writing, relevance of the initial post, the quality of responses, and then what kind of contribution did you make to the learning process. And so you can see how the discussions are going to be judged. I suggest you look that over. You also have rubrics for the written assignment. So for like the first written assignment, here's the information here, and then here's the rubric that goes along with that. So it shows you how it's going to be judged for that rubric, for that assignment. So the modules pages are really important, and especially the instructions page. Okay, the instructions page for each week. Now, one of the things that's necessary to understand is the last week is a very short week. Instead of Monday through Sunday, it's Monday through Thursday. The week actually ends on Thursday. And you can see that I'm trying to warn you that it's a short week. And we also have an exam. Again, you're going to have the video that talks about the instructions for the week, information as far as the exam, and by day, what are the things that need to be completed. Well, that's about it as far as the introduction to the course. If you have questions, please feel free to give me a shout. Send me an email, give me a call, and I'll get back to you just as quickly as I can. Thanks, and I hope we have a great semester.